Tertullian de Patientia, Book 1, Episode 18. Iam primum qui florem lucus huius super justos et injustos aequaliter spargit, qui temporum officia elementorum servitia totius geniturae tributa dignis simul et indignis patitur occurrere, sustenens ingratissimas nationes ludibria artium et opera manuum suardrum adorantes, nomen familiam ipsius persequentes, luxuria auritia iniquitate, malignitate quotidie insolescentes, ut sua sibi patientia detrahat. In the previous portion of the text, Tertullian was describing God, who is an example of patience. Now we have this qui clause, which is going to further modify the person of God with respect to his patience. So he says, God who already, iam, primum florem, the first flower of this light, lucus huius, this is genitive singular, from the third declension, feminine noun, lux lucus, upon the just and upon the unjust, he equally scatters. So the verb here is spargit, third conjugation, spargo spargere, so God who scatters equally the first bloom, primum florem, of this light, the light of day, upon the just and on the unjust. This is a reference to Matthew chapter 5, what's often called common grace or God's providence. Who, qui, continuing to modify God, the duties of the times or seasons, that is the servitia, the servants of the elements, that is the tributa, the attributes or the qualities, totius geniturae, of all that gives birth to life. We might take for geniturae as a synonym, naturae, of nature. He at the same time, simul, the worthy ones and the unworthy ones, he allows them, patitur, to happen, occurrere. So this portion requires a little more refinement in our understanding. Qui is the subject, patitur, from patior, third conjugation, deponent, to allow or to permit, who allows these things, the officia, the servitia, the tributa, he allows them to happen at the same time to those who deserve them and those who do not deserve them, dignis et indignis. These are both masculine plural and dative, and they refer to persons, that is, the just and the unjust once again. So God sheds the first flower of this light, dawn, upon the just and the unjust equally. He attributes all these elements of nature to the worthy, dignis, and to the unworthy at the same time. He sustenens, moving on, sustaining ingratissimas nationes, sustaining or upholding the nations that are ungrateful, most ungrateful to him. And they evidence this by worshiping adorantes, or adoring the ludibria artium, the playthings of their arts. So these nations that are most ungrateful, ingratissimas nationes, worship the playthings, the ludibria, neuter, plural, and accusative, of their own crafts, artium, and they worship the works, opera, another neuter, plural, accusative, as the object of the preposition adorantes, the works of their own hands. In addition, these nationes are persecuting, persequentes, his name and his family, familiam ipsius. Now this is the figure of speech asyndeton, because notice there is no connective, there is no conjunction between nomen and familiam. They're both nouns, his name, that is, his family, but by leaving out the conjunction asyndeton, it puts these two things very close together. God closely identifies himself with his people, his familiam. They are insolescentes, becoming arrogant in a number of things, in their luxury, their greed, their wickedness, and their ill will. They are becoming insolent or arrogant in these four things. These are all ablatives of instrument, and they are doing so daily, quotidie, which is an adverb. So he bears with them all to such an extent that as a result, he detracts, detrahat, he detracts from himself, sibi, dative, sua patientia, by his own patience. Now Tertullian is speaking figuratively here when he says this. God can't, of course, diminish in his patience, but he's saying that he is, as it were, detracting from himself, causing harm to himself, God is, by this enormous long-suffering of the ingratissimas nationes and the unjust and the unworthy who don't give him thanks for the great things he has done.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the lesson, please press the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment.